The object behind me, or taonga behind me here, is called a hīnaki, or eel trap. It's usually put across a river or a stream, and the eels migrate, and at certain times there they migrate and they get to the end of this hīnaki here and they can't go anywhere else. So originally it would have been tied off and the eels would have just got trapped in the end. Today we're going to insert a support system into the hīnaki that will help keep the shape while it's on display and exhibition for the next 2.5 years.
This hīnaki was donated by my grandfather, Douglas Porohiwi Jones. However, it was gifted to him before that by Ere Whaitiri, who is one of our whanaunga. Back in the 1930s-ish, that was when my family and all families down our road used to predominantly use these big hīnaki to catch eel, kahawai, flounder, and other types of fish. The reason why it's so large is because not only would you be providing for your family, but you'd actually be providing for all families down the road.
The challenge of bringing this amazing piece back to life was finding a solution to support the hīnaki and all its fragilities in a way that allowed it to float as if it was almost back in the water in the sea. Made a digital model of it first and then had the acrylic rings laser cut, and then we manually drilled all the rings and threaded acrylic rod through to connect the whole structure. Getting the mount into the hīnaki itself, so it was almost like a Dr. Seuss kind of story. We had a mount to support the mount and then another mount that went in the mount in order to get the mount in.
They showed me this object which needed a lot of work, conservation work. Very daunting because I saw many hours of work in there. But because of the importance of this object to the iwi, and also because it was quite a challenge for conservation, I was happy to say yes. The acrylic mount came about after a lot of discussion. There were suggestions to have metal, and I thought metal would interfere too much and be a contrast to the natural fibre here. Acrylic kind of allows a lot more light to go through, and we also needed something that was softer and less aggressive. And now we are sewing on bits that are broken and dangling so that we fill up as much of the gap as possible.
Well, this hīnaki is very important to the Rongowhakaata iwi exhibition because it tells our stories and our narratives of who we are as a people. It shows our innovations, so not only will we be making hīnaki just for the people around us, but we're making hīnaki for all communities. And so in a way, we're not only feeding ourselves by sharing this knowledge amongst our own iwi, but we're actually sharing it up to the world so that they can learn from us as well. Our values are immensely important when it comes to the hīnaki, so when you're looking at it in its context, you start to understand who Rongowhakaata were and who we continue to be.